here's the thing. For everybody listening, don't make the same mistake the Bengals just did in any facet of your life.
People are going to get hurt. It's the hockey season.
What about the Jared Cook play on the sideline?
I was very tempted to just put defense.
I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
Come on, Austin and I have been saying this ever since Joe Burrow got injured.
I don't really think the Dodgers are going to make the World Series this year. I feel like they'll make it to the NLCS.
The Fernando Tatis extension, because that really surprised me.
Like you said, Ovechkin, he's getting older. He hasn't been playing as well as I imagined. He's one of the greatest goal scorers of all time, but he hasn't started off this season as hot as I would hope.
Hi, I'm Jeff Allen, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. While we're still in the off-season, we have a couple more weeks till pitchers and catchers show up to spring training. We're going to recap the MLB season, but in a fun way where we often each say a sentence, or we're testing each other, a sentence about a division, and then we guess which division, and then we guess which player or which team. We're not doing players because that'd be way too long. We do a team, and then we have to guess who that person is talking about. So, Austin, anything that I miss? And once again, I'm joined by the man with a baseball bat and a dream and a mic.
Season is where we really are in the dog days of free agency. It's been boring. The World Baseball Classic starts March 8th, which I'm looking forward to, and then spring training's right around the corner. So I'll be looking forward to both of those things going around the same time, and baseball season's around the corner. But for right now, there's really nothing to talk about other than last year or the future.
Yes. So do you want to go first? And then
I'll let you go first.
Okay. All right. So I'll say this one's about division first. Hopefully it's a layup. This division had 3 teams make the playoffs last year.
Okay. We're starting off easy, I would assume. AL East? No. AL Central? I'm thinking to myself.
Okay.
No. The NL East.
You are correct. They had the Phillies, Mets, and Braves all make the playoffs last year.
Okay.
So now, do I go for?
I think I'll go team.
Okay,
now.
gotcha.
And then next I'll do division and you do team.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Okay. My team made I had a great regular season, but faltered in the playoffs.
I'm going to say the New York Mets is your team.
Yes.
Okay. So now...
Yeah, we can just talk about the Mets just in general. I mean, they had a great season, but I think they're probably going to be better this next season with the addition of Justin Verlander. Verlander has more playoff experience. And I know they lost DeGrom, but again, DeGrom was always hurt. So now they have someone who's going to play more games, have more starts. And even if he's a little bit worse than DeGrom, the consistency, I think, will be beneficial.
Yeah, it will be interesting. They're a team where the owner has really done a lot for them. They've spent a lot of money, and we'll have to see how it works. And they also extended Jeff McNeil, and we'll see how that happens. So I think the future is bright. They just need to work on their success.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams in every sport where you can blame the owner for either being too cheap or not making enough moves because they're scared to. But Cohen is not one you can do that with.
That is very true.
You cannot say that he isn't doing enough. Like at some point, the players got to perform. The coaches got to do their job. He's paying them to do that, and he's paying a lot of money to do that.
Yes. So I think I'll do one more team. So I'll say one within the NL. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
So I'll go this team. This team made an improbable run.
Phillies.
Yes, that's correct. Pretty easy there.
Another team that made the playoffs did well, and I think will be better this next season. Trey Turner is a huge pickup. They got good bullpen arms. Yes, they lost some guys, but I think overall their team has improved.
I would agree. I really like their offseason moves right now. This past year versus before, and they made it to the World Series. So I'm very intrigued with what happens, and I really like what they did. And they added some more, like you mentioned, bullpen. They also added some starters. So I'm very intrigued to see what happens.
Yeah, and I hope that last year wasn't a fluke. Again, a lot of people didn't anticipate to see them make a great run, but adding Trey Turner, someone who's really fast, really good, and someone that has already won a World Series, and some of the other guys they added have great speed. I think this team should be really good. But yeah, I'll do my division. My division had a very surprise winner that no one, including us, thought would win.
Ooh. I'm going to guess AL Central.
Yes, that is a division I'm thinking of.
Yes.
So you go team.
Yeah. Yes, so the team I am thinking of made some loud moves in the offseason, but they were sellers at the deadline.
Made a lot of moves during this season, but were sellers at the deadline.
Before the season, so off season.
Oh, okay.
Where they handed out a massive contract.
Well, there are a lot of teams. I mean, basically every team besides the Guardians were that, because eventually, I guess not the White Sox.
I'm gonna guess. Well, I stick by this. I'm not gonna say it's more than a 1-year contract. The contract I'm thinking of.
Okay, then I'll rule out the Royals, and I'm really between the Twins and the Tigers, and I don't know which one. But I think because the Twins were almost out of it, but the Twins made some trades. I'm going to say Tigers, though.
Yes, you are correct. It is the Tigers.
Okay.
Because I was more referring to the Javi Baez deal.
I mean, both teams, I think, performed much worse than they thought they were going to.
But to me, the Twins weren't really sellers at the deadline.
I mean, they just sold some guys this offseason. And in the deadline, I feel like they moved some starter pitchers. They made some trades. But, yeah, so did the Tigers. I mean,
I was because the Twins traded for the Orioles closer.
that's true. You're right. They didn't completely sell.
Yeah,
That's
so
right. But okay.
well, I was just going to talk about Javi Baez and the Tigers when I need to look up that contract.
Yeah, it's definitely not working out. I mean, whatever that contract is, you'll tell us when you get to it. But
Yeah, I have. Do you want to guess the overall money or no?
I know it's like 6 years, right?
It is 6 years.
Are you asking me how much money was on the initial contract or how much is left?
How much was on the initial? So they gave him a 6-year blank money contract.
Tell me this: is it over or under 150?
Under.
Under. Okay, I'll go 120.
Close. It's actually 140.
Okay.
So 6 years, 140, and let me pull up his his baseball savant, because I believe he had a high whiff rate or strikeout. Let me look up. All right, it's loading. So he had 590 plate appearances, and his average was 238, and his OPS was 671. this past season.
Not good. Not good at all.
I gotta find. I gotta find where his. I don't know barrel rate. Do you know? Or I'm trying to see how many. Oh, guess his like K percentage, or how many times he struck out.
A lot. I mean, I'm not going to be able to guess it because it's so much.
It's
120?
no, it's not 120. It says 24.9.
Percent? That's his percent. That's not how many times he struck out. How many times did he strike out?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't seem to find that.
Here, I'll look it up.
But the thing is, that K percentage is actually less than what it
strikeouts
was.
was 147.
Wow. But it's actually his K percentage is less than what it was 2 years ago. Or it's actually one of his lowest since 2016.
Yeah, but he also, his batting average was much worse than his career average.
Yeah. But his K percent, like, I'm not saying it was better. It was just like he was 33%, 0.6, which is bottom 3% of the league. But his walk percentage was lower than last year. So I don't know how I feel about that contract, but I was pretty high on the Tigers, and it just seems like it has not worked out for him.
Yeah, it definitely did not.
And he struck out on the slider a ton, or his whiff rate was 45.5.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
and his XBA, is that batting average against the pitch?
What?
XBA.
That's expected batting average.
His expected batting average against the slider is .192.
Holy, that is.
However, his expected batting average with the curveball is .315. But yeah, he's only hitting around expected batting. Yeah, I'm trying to get into more baseball stats, because how do you feel about batting average judging a hitter?
I feel like sometimes it's overrated and overused, but there is times where I do think it's useful. Guys that don't hit for power, I feel like it's best to use batting average, and OPS plus isn't as good to use when the guy is a contact hitter. I think contact hitters are still worth it because you can get on base and get runs and get stolen bases and all this other stuff. So it really depends on the player. But
okay, yeah, I'm trying to get more into WRC plus and like checking out those type of things. But yeah, so that's. Do you have one more team you want to talk about in the AL Central?
yeah, I'll go. My team was dominated by rookies. Rookies played.
I'm gonna guess Cleveland Guardians.
Yes. They had so many rookies on that team, from Josh Naylor to Stephen Kwan to the pitcher, I can't remember his name, but there were so many pitchers on that team and players on that team that were rookies.
Yeah, and they extended Jose Ramirez, so that's good. They're not selling him. So yeah, future, I would feel pretty confident in the Guardians. They just need more home runs.
Yeah, they do need more home runs, but they don't actually, like, completely. I guess Naylor wasn't a rookie, but they had a lot of rookies. They need more home runs, but they don't need it in the sense that it needs to come from everybody. They don't have as many home run hitters. Yeah, I think that's part of the problem why they're not getting any, but they are still scoring a lot of runs. And they're a pitching-oriented team overall, so...
Yeah, I don't think you need to go full blow. I just think, like, maybe one more home run hitter, which maybe that's why they signed Josh Bell.
Yeah, I'd say that was a big reason why.
So yeah, now we can move on. Now it's my turn to do a division. And now this is a division that This is a division where there was a huge disparity between the top teams of that division. Or wait, let me rephrase this. I'm trying to make sure I get this right. This is a division where one historic team lived up to the hype and another historic team failed to live up to the hype, or failed in general.
So one team lived up and one team didn't?
Yeah, one team was incredible this season, and the other team kind of meh.
But they were expected to be good.
Yes, based on their historic view.
Historic view? Not based on the team?
Well, I would almost say based on the team a little bit, but these are two historic teams. And this was a division where they kind of highlight this division.
They highlight this division.
Yes. These are the teams I think of when I think of this division.
Okay, I'm really stuck between two divisions. And I'll say them loud. Don't tell me the right answer because I'm going to make a final guess here in a second. I'm thinking between the AL East and the NL West. NL West because the Giants and the Dodgers highlight that division. And the Giants were supposed to be really good this year after their 105-win season, but weren't. But the Dodgers were good this season. Or it could go AL East, where the Red Sox made the the ALCS the year before last, and then weren't good last year when they should have been. But the Yankees were good. So I do not know between those two divisions.
Do you want me to add a qualifier? Or
What do you mean?
Or do you want me to add a little bit more? Because I was thinking of this division, but then you mentioned the other division. So I can add one more sentence to give you some highlight.
Sure.
This division also features a young team that was harmed by injuries. Or filled with a lot of injuries.
Okay. Young team filled with a lot of injuries. Was this young team good? That's rhetorical. Was it?
Yeah.
Was the young team good? Because the Diamondbacks had a lot of injuries, but they weren't good. So I think you're talking about the Orioles. But I don't know. I'm going to go AL East.
AL East, you are correct. I was also thinking of the Rays because Wander Franco got injured. Okay. They also had Tyler Glasnow out, Shane Baz.
Yeah, but when I think of the Rays, I don't think of Young. Because, I mean, yes, Shane Baz and Wander Franco, but they also made some trades for some older guys that they normally don't do.
That's true.
They had Corey Kluber as a starter. They had, obviously, like you mentioned, Glasnow's young. But, yeah. Okay. The team I'll choose is... okay. This team spends no money on their players.
Ooh, that one's tough.
This one should be easy. One should be easy. If you think current, it should be easy.
I'm gonna guess Tampa Bay Rays.
No.
Oh, it's Orioles.
It's Orioles. Why? Because Wander Franco just got paid a 12-year. When's the last time the Orioles done that? If you just thought recent and like, oh, Wander Franco got a massive contract. Yes, historically the Rays, but if you think recently, Wander just got a huge deal.
Well, yeah, that's why I was stuck. I was stuck between those teams, but that was a good one. It was good. All right. I think I've pretty much covered all the other teams. So the Orioles, how are we feeling about this season?
I mean, they're still not spending money, even when they said they were going to. But I still like the roster. I think that they picked up some good pitching players. There should be some guys that can temper the rotation along with John Means, and they're already good rotation. They have still a good bullpen, and obviously the young guys in the starting lineup. I mean, they have so many young guys just in the starting lineup for them to be contenders in the division this year. That's supposed to be really good.
Yes, very true. Yeah, and we'll have to see how pitching does. But yeah, because they have some nice young pitchers coming up. But yeah, does that mean we have 3 more divisions left? Or just 2?
3.
Okay,
Wait.
3.
Yes.
All right.
I just realized that your one question had 3 teams make the playoffs. It could have been the AL East too, because the Rays, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Yankees.
Wait, the Rays made the playoffs?
Yes, the Rays lost. To the
Oh, I
Cleveland
forgot about
Guardians.
it. Dang. Yeah, it could have been.
I just kind of knew you were talking about the NL East because all those teams were like 100 win World Series runner-up.
Yeah.
So they were all like major teams.
Yeah, I was afraid. I was like, I don't think there's another team. But I could be wrong. I was wrong. So. But yeah, so now it's your turn for a division.
This division had a lot of old players setting records.
I'm going to guess NL Central.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. This team featured a great pitching staff, yet they traded a bullpen arm away.
The Brewers.
You are correct.
Okay. Brewers are a team that I really thought. I mean, they have one of the best closers of baseball in Devin Williams. Even after trading away one of the best closers of baseball in Josh Hader, but Hader was struggling, and they wanted to make Devin Williams the closer without having to make Josh Hader not a closer in the league by trading him to the Padres. But it did backfire because the Brewers didn't make the playoffs, and the Padres did, and Josh Hader was an integral part to that NLCS run.
Yes, I agree. So do you have one more team?
Don't you do the other team?
I thought I already did the Brewers. And so it was your division. Then I said a team. Or did you already cover a team, basically? Or no? You have an option.
Aren't you supposed to do the team?
I did a team. Oh, I thought you did a team. I thought it goes, you say division, I say team, then you have a chance to do one more team.
Oh, wait, you're right. Okay, I get it now. My team is trading away all of their good pieces to hopefully build around a younger team.
I'm going to guess Cincinnati Reds.
No.
Dang. Pirates?
Yes. And that's why I said trying to trade.
Oh, trying, because they're trying to trade Brian Reynolds. Gotcha.
While the Reds are kind of done trading, because I don't think they're trading Votto. There's no way to trade Votto.
Yeah, no. And, so Pirates could be very interesting. O'Neal Cruz in his second season. And I believe, is Henry Davis was playing for him, the first-round pick?
Was he? I don't remember.
Or is he, expected?
He should be expected soon. I don't think he was playing, though. I'll check.
Okay. Because his draft was...
Yeah, he didn't play with them.
Okay. But he's probably AAA. So he'll probably make a cameo. He probably won't start out.
He was AA last year, but...
Oh, dang.
He could make it up to AAA, and then... Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, now it's my turn for a division.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This division featured. This division featured two teams in the playoffs that faced each other. Oh, shoot, that works for both divisions.
Yeah.
It has become the two teams I'm thinking of in this division. Also, one had a heavy win record against the team, but they lost.
Okay, you're thinking NL West.
Yes, you are correct. NL West.
Okay.
So,
My team plays in a place where their batting stats aren't considered legit because they play in a place where high elevation.
the Colorado Rockies.
Yes.
All right. I'm glad you didn't choose the team that I wanted to talk about. And that is a team that extended two of their pitchers to some big extensions this year.
The Padres.
Yes. With Joe, isn't it
Musgrove.
Joe Musgrove and Yu Darvish. So this is the first time we're recording since the Yu Darvish extension. If somehow they can make the money work to somehow re-sign Machado and then be able to re-sign Soto in the future, be a pretty nice win. What do you think?
Yeah, and the thing is what they're going to do with Tatis. I think that's really what we have to see. I don't know what they're going to do with him because trading him would take a lot of prospects, in my opinion. So they're going to have to figure out something because they can't just not play him. But
yeah, they would have to receive a lot of prospects. They wouldn't have to attach. Okay, gotcha.
The trade would take a lot of prospects.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Which would replenish their system.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that they are a team that is dangerous, especially if they get something big back in a Tatis trade.
Yeah. And maybe there's just some locker room, so maybe that could be better. But they will be a team that will definitely be high in favorites, but they will have to live up to those favorites. So since we already know the division, how about you just do a team?
Okay. My team likes to spend money in free agency.
I knew you were going to do it. Texas Rangers.
Yes. I couldn't let you do the Rangers.
I almost just wanted to guess Texas Rangers to see if I could, because I was like, he's probably going to give me Rangers. Yeah, they did spend big money, and we will see how it works. Very excited for the season. Can't wait for DeGrom to be the opening day starter.
Yep, and the Rangers are a team that I think needs to get their bullpen together, but other than that, I do think it is very bright future, at least soon.
Yes, as long as they do not make a huge heavy trade like trading for Brian Reynolds with giving up the farm. Let's just keep the farm as it is, see how things go.
Would you trade the farm for a great reliever?
Well, it depends on how much would I have to give up for a reliever, like 2 or 3 prospects.
It's like a really good reliever. Like, this is not going to happen, but if you were trading for Clase or Diaz.
So I would probably have to attach like 2 or 3 in my top 10.
Yeah, probably 3 top 10 prospects and probably 2 to 3 lower prospects.
Dang. I probably wouldn't do that, but I would do like some guys that I don't think have like a future in Texas. One I think is Justin Foscue. Unless he can play left field, then I might like trade
But the thing is that if you don't want him, why would they want him? You have to trade guys you want.
Well, I think he's a good hitter, but he plays second base. and like I'm not gonna move
Yes,
Simi.
but again, if you're the Mets, they don't need a second baseman. They just signed Jeff McNeil to a large extension.
Well, yeah, I'm not thinking we go for a Diaz, like because they just want to be on the
Oh,
market.
yeah, no. What my point is in that scenario. But okay, well, we'll go to a team that could trade him. The Twins could trade. What is his name?
You're thinking Juan Duran?
No.
Okay.
He traded. They traded for him from. It's Perez is his last name, but I can't think of his first name.
Okay. Oh, are you thinking of Jorge Lopez?
Jorge Lopez. That's right. Jorge Lopez. That's right. And now Perez is Perez now the closer for the Orioles now.
I have no idea. Keanu?
Oh, Felix Bautista. That's their starter now.
Felix. Wow. There's a Perez on the Orioles.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he started as their closer last year.
Okay.
But yeah, what if you guys made a trade for maybe the Warriors try to make a trade or somebody else tries to make a trade?
For the
You
Orioles,
will have to, because Batista was one of the best closers in the league last year, and so was obviously, like you said, Lopez.
Yeah. I would be willing if Foscue can play left field. I also think maybe Sam Huff, but that would make sense with the Orioles. I just don't see a future with Sam Huff as at catcher because you have Jonah Hyman, Mitch Garver.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty loaded. But like Huff has struggled in the big leagues. There's some lower guys. I'm not really sure. But I just wouldn't want to trade Leiter, Rocker, Porter, Owen White. I wouldn't trade them. They're kind of on my no trade list.
Okay.
And position guys, I would like to hold on to Ornelas because I've heard some good things. I think some people wouldn't probably trade Foscue, but to me, he's a great hitter, but I'm not sure about his defense. So if a team wants a hitter, I'd probably trade him or Huff. Like maybe do a deal with Foscue and Huff.
Okay.
Just because I don't see it fitting. So, yes, I believe we've... Now it's my turn for one more team?
Yeah.
All right. I will say this team features... broke a huge streak and has a very bright
Mariners.
future. Yes, Mariners.
Yeah, another team they've made some good moves and some confusing ones in my mind. Julio Rodriguez is really saving them because if they didn't have him, I don't know how much better this team is this year because they traded away Mitch Haniger, who I thought was one of their better players.
Well, I think Mitch Haniger was free, but yeah, they didn't bring him back.
Well, they didn't bring him back.
But they traded for Teoscar Hernandez.
That's true.
And then left field, I believe they signed A.J. Pollock. But they traded away Kyle Lewis to the Reds.
Interesting.
And then they still have Kalenic, but he hasn't really hit well. I really like their pitching staff. And, yeah, just their pitching in general, I think is really good. They have Ty France at first base. You have also Colton Wong at second with Crawford.
That's interesting.
And I believe they still have Hugh Suarez as their third baseman.
Yeah, Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah. So I think they have a lot of... Julio is definitely that star. And I do think Hernandez, even though I think Haniger just didn't fit the timeline with them. They kind of wanted some younger guys. And I think Hernandez is great. They just will pay him. And I think their hitting should do a little bit better surrounding Julio. Because it seemed to me last year was mainly Julio.
Yeah, and Julio was the best player in defensively in the outfield, best hitter. and he made some plays in that 0-0, what was it, 17 or 18 inning playoff game.
Oh, yes.
He
Yes,
made some
that
good plays that the
incredible.
ball just barely missed, and then the homer went barely over him. I mean, there were a lot of plays there that I thought he was making a huge impact. And that's a team that I think has potential because of Julio. It's another Alex Rodriguez or Ken Griffey Jr. situation where their future is kind of reliant on him.
Yeah, I would agree. And yeah, it's hard to root against. I root against the Mariners, but Julio is just an incredible player. So
Yep, I agree.
yeah, that's the end of our episode. Let us know what you thought. Thank you for listening, and be on the lookout for more videos from Outsiders Opinions.